What's up guys, Catley Sunset Gaming with you again, and today I'm giving you my 5 top tips to help you on hard mode on Ghost of Tsushima. Make sure you stick around for tip number 5 because it's going to be 2 things doubled up that are going to totally change how you play Ghost of Tsushima. Let's get to it. If you haven't heard, the highly anticipated Ghost of Tsushima is out, and it throws you deep into the island off the coast of Japan on the eve of a Mongol invasion. And let me tell you, they ain't here to parley.
Outsiders! Send your finest warrior to face me! Nada, Jinnida. I am Harunobu Adachi, descendant of the legendary Yoshinobu Adachi. Samurai! Do you surrender?
I'm not going to go too deep into the story because if you're here, you already have the game and you're needing my help. So let's get straight into these top tips and help you in your battle to drive off the Mongol invaders. Though when you start the game, it can feel a little bit daunting. The map is huge, there's no real tutorial. It's basically like, press this or die, or don't, it's up to you. Like all open world games, the emphasis is on exploring. So let's get to that aspect right away. Tip 1, items. Picking up items whilst in the game requires you to press R2. In fact, R2 is used to interact with near enough everything, which is really difficult when your muscle memory associates mounting a horse with triangle. But here's the news, there's no animation for picking something up. So to save time, you can pick up supplies and resources without even leaving horseback. This will save you tons of time and help you stack up big numbers when it comes to resources. Tip number 2, safe landing. Staying on the theme of exploration, this next one is a must-have. As you progress through the beginning of the game, you'll open up different skill trees. One of these is Ghost. Branches giving you skill towards a stealth advantage in combat and exploration. Safe landing is a perk that you attain after getting assassination. You can unlock this as soon as you've unlocked the Ghost skill tree and bought the assassination perk at the start of the branch. Just hit circle before you land and boom, you've styled it straight out. Now this is perfect when taking into account the multiple terrains that you're going to come across in Tsushima. Rather than having to double back when you come to like a moderate cliff edge, instead you can just jump off, hit circle before you land, and then continue on your journey. It's also going to open loads of doors in terms of how you can get around your enemies. Now you don't have to worry about taking fall damage, you can just concentrate on flanking your enemy. Tip number 3, sticking with Ghost, I've got to tell you guys, stealth is vital in this game. Early on, Jin will find it hard to adjust to the idea of using stealth tactics, as the samurai associate this with a lack of honour.
Tradition, courage, honor, they are what make us.
This drives a lot of the early narrative, and eventually Jin realises he's going to have to do whatever it takes to defeat the Mongols. Yes, the standoff mechanic is nuts. Yes, it makes you feel like a samurai, but do you know what trying to be a samurai in hard mode gets you? A Mongolian haircut. We've got to fight dirty, bruh. We've got to fight real dirty. I'm talking stabbing people in the neck. I'm talking kicking people off cliffs. Anything. Forget the samurai way of honour. This isn't about honour. This is about slapping some Mongols upside the head. No, I'm just ranting now, to be honest. So I lost my train of thought, maybe cut that. The Mongolians don't play by the rules, and on hard mode, you will not be able to either. Trust me, it's much better to try and take out as many enemies as possible using the assassination skill. This can be doubled up to take out 2 or even 3 in one swift move. You can experiment with loads of different ways in how to use stealth, but trust me, when you're trying to liberate towns or you're trying to take over camps, you're going to want to be using stealth because they have big numbers when it comes to facing you. and sometimes it's going to be difficult for you to not only change stance to accommodate for the different enemies that you're fighting, but also deal with the ranged combatants that are going to be trying to rain down arrows on your forehead. An interesting point to mention as well is the fact that XP does not get earned by the type of kill that you conduct. XP is earned after fights have taken place, depending on what it is that you've done. That means that it's irrelevant on how you take the enemies out. It will give you no bonus XP for having a standoff with an enemy in comparison to assassinating them. With that in mind, there should be nothing stopping you from using stealth at every opportunity. And if Jin's uncle kicks off, tell him to get fucked. Tip number 4, ranged combat is king. You get the bow relatively early in the game. Not only that, but as you progress you also get the longbow, which is a much more powerful version of the smaller bow that you have, with different ammo types that are available. My advice to you would be to level up these as much as you can. You can do this by visiting weaponsmiths in the towns as long as you have the materials, and also you can apply charms to the katana that buff the bow and arrow. On hard mode, your bow and arrow is going to be the difference between life and death on so many occasions. As you're running around on your own for a large majority of the game, you are always going to be outnumbered. But the bow and arrow, when in skilled hands, can be a one-shot kill. When you gain the understanding on how to arch your bow depending on the distance of the enemy, it really does become the best form of attack on the game. You can get some Japanese Legolas up in this bitch. You'll be able to cut out multiple enemies without anyone even knowing that you're there. This is what makes it even more useful. It's the perfect stealth weapon to attack people from range. When in full-fledged combat, like I said before, you're going to face different types of enemies. Ones with spears, ones with swords, ones with shields and brutes. Not only that, but you'll face ranged combatants as well. Now, enemies don't change their weapon types throughout a fight, so if you can concentrate on getting rid of the archers first, all that will remain are the people with close range weaponry. But in a fight with a skilled archer, you can take them out before they've even reached you. Speaking of ranged combat, I wanted to speak to you guys about the armor that I'm using in my playthrough. You can obtain this by doing the quest, The Spirit of Yarikawa's Vengeance. This is a side quest that you can find through exploration. A musician tells you about a legendary warrior called Tadayori. He singly defeated enemies at Asimo Bay using a suit of armor blessed by the kami. Now, in an ideal world, I'd obviously show you guys where to go for this, but I didn't realize how good it was until I got it, and by the time I got it, I didn't know where I got it from. What? What do you want from me? But just look at this setup. Increases the knocking and reloading speed by 30%. Increases total concentration time by 2 seconds. Concentration time allows you to slow down time and focus so that you can pull off more accurate shots with your bow. Headshots restore 25% of the concentration meter. This is why it is so useful. A series of well-timed headshots can make sure that the concentration meter goes down at such a gradual rate you can wipe out a whole group that are approaching you trying to attack before any of them even have the opportunity to swing their blade. In terms of armor, it's a must-have. There are so many awesome armor types on this game, but on hard mode, using ranged combat, using stealth, if you're not using the Ronin outfit, this is definitely one that you want to get your hands on. Tip number 5, I want to give you guys 2 charms that are going to assist you when trying to take back Tsushima. The first one can be found at Arrow Peak Shrine. I've marked it here on the map. As you can see, it's just southeast of Archer's Rise. Now, when collecting any charm at a shrine, there's going to be an element of puzzle solving as you climb to the summit. Once you reach the summit, you'll receive the Charm of Inari. Take a look at those buffs. Increases supplies, predator hides, bamboo and yew wood gained from collecting. I can't express to you how important collecting is on this game. There's no money. Everything is conducted through supplies and resources. You want to upgrade armor, you are going to need things like predator hides or special types of wood or linen or leather. You're going to want to upgrade your weapons, you're going to need things like yew wood and bamboo. This Charm of Inari can change picking up supplies going from 1 to 2 to 3 up to 15, 20, 25. It allows you to be able to develop your weapons at a much earlier stage and puts you in a much better position to be able to withstand the Mongol invasion single-handedly. The next charm I want to show you guys is at the Mending Rock Shrine. This can be found due east of Fort Nakayama. This charm is called the Charm of Okananushi and allows you to slowly recover health whilst out of combat. That's something that's so unforgiving about this game, which makes it so intense. If you do not have the resolve to regain health when out of combat, your health will stay at the same rate, which can be devastating after you've brutally battled to defeat 12 Mongols, only to get pushed over by a warthog and die. This is going to be something that's so valuable, because on Tsushima, everybody is out to kill you, and there is danger lurking around every corner, from bandits to Mongols to wild animals trying to bite your head off. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to smash a like on it if you did. Leave a comment in the comment section below if there's any handy tips that you feel will benefit someone else playing this game. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on the game, so make sure you also leave a comment in the comment section below letting me know what you all think. To me personally, the game is absolutely beautiful. And you heard it here first. I genuinely think this game will beat The Last of Us Part 2 to Game of the Year. The story's powerful, the environment is beautiful and huge. There's so much to do, and I can see myself just sinking so many hours into this game. I hope these tips helped you guys out, and I hope it really supports you as you try and complete the game on hard mode. If you did enjoy this content, don't forget to smash a like on it, as well as hit that subscription button. Really appreciate you guys checking this content out, and I will see you next time on Cali Sunset Gaming.